two members of the Patriots defense are going to put the NFL on notice in 2025. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and on today's video, we're talking about these guaranteed risers. Marc Ross of NFL.com gave two players on the Patriots defense that will improve going into next season. But before we get started, I got a goal for us. Let's hit, it's not much. We've hit 1,000 likes on a video before. You see that big thumbs up. It's so easy. Just click it. Free, easy, supports the channel. So let's get 250 likes on today's video by hitting that thumbs up icon. Before I tell you about the two Patriots guys, you see I have question marks there. This is what Marc Ross said who was going to be a guaranteed riser. You have Brian Burns of the Giants, Edgerrin James of the Packers, Deebo Samuel. I mean, if you saw that video, shout out to Scott Abraham for posting it about Deebo Samuel. He looks kind of big. CJ Stroud and Bryce Young as your two quarterbacks. There are 7 players in total. But the two guys, I mean, they probably won't surprise you once I tell them for the Patriots. Let's start off with the first one, the All-Pro. He's already a great quarterback, but he says he's going to excel even more. Christian Gonzalez. And I'll just tell you what, like last season, he was incredible. One of the lockdown corners. He was great in his first 4 games of his career back in 2023, but unfortunately torn labrum got him down. Now he came back in his second season and got an All-Pro in just his second year. Not that many players could talk about that. You have Jamar Chase, you have Justin Jefferson, you have Pat Surtain, who have all gotten an All-Pro in their first 2 seasons. So Christian Gonzalez is putting his name on the list of top players in the NFL, and I think he truthfully could become one of the best corners in football. I mean, you saw my hot take video. They weren't mild takes. I said he'd become the best cornerback in football. Here is what Marc Ross, he was talking about it. Here's what he had to say about Christian Gonzalez being one of those risers. The third-year cornerback has already shown he could play at a high level after a promising rookie season ended due to injury just 4 games into the year. Gonzalez proved why he was a first-round pick by routinely shutting down his side of the gridiron in 2024. And this is what his stats were last season. I mean, he was targeted 84 times and just let up 46 catches. But those 46 catches were only 499 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 pass breakups, 2 interceptions. But the big one that I see the most is that QB rating. When they're targeting him, quarterbacks, they don't do well. 70.5 quarterback rating. I already think Gonzo is a top 15 corner in football. I talk about it all the time. I praise the Commanders for taking Emmanuel Forbes before Christian Gonzalez, because we saw how that turned out. He's not in the Commanders anymore, and Commanders fans, let's be honest, they're pissed off. I know that they've had some success, but imagine if that team had Christian Gonzalez. This is also what Marc Ross said about Gonzo. He allowed only 1 reception for 58 yards on 13 deep targets. That's 20-plus air yards. And that's per Next Gen Stats. He was one of only 3 quarterbacks to not allow multiple deep receptions. 1 of 3. Come on now. He enters the 2025 campaign with now playing with a great duo, Carlton Davis, who won a Super Bowl in Tampa and was a playmaker for Aaron Glenn's unit in Detroit last season. So you saw those stats. 1 of 3 cornerbacks to not allow multiple deep receptions. You can't throw deep on the guy. He doesn't allow touchdowns. So really, how much better can he get? Do you want to call him one of the top quarterbacks in football? I do, but how much better can you get? This is when this is against some of the top cornerbacks in football that he's gone up against. Like, oh, Brett, 3 for 3 with Jamar Chase. Yeah, that's 5 yards. They're throwing little dink routes to him. DK Metcalf, 27 yards. Tyreek Hill, at the time, was the best cornerback or best wide receiver in football. 4 catches for only 65 yards, and you know how much of a deep threat he is. And then A.J. Brown, 4 catches for 47 yards. Gonzo's, he has 2 more years in his contract. But he knows if he plays like he did last year, if he excels even more and goes into 2025 with another All-Pro, he's eligible for an extension after this year. And the Patriots, with the amount of cap space that they have, he is going to get paid, and I think he knows it. So he's going to come in and try to be the best corner. Show that all those lists, those PFF lists that didn't name him top 15 corners or top 25 players that are under 25, yeah, I know that's a chip on his shoulder. And we can also talk about how great he was in minicamp, he took already another gear. Looks like he's in midseason form. It's just incredible to see, and he is by far one of the breakout candidates if he's not already broken out already. If you think Gonzo is a top 5 cornerback in football, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video. Show all of Patriots Nation. Show all of NFL that he is a top 5 cornerback in the league. I'll get to the second guy, who's not really much of a surprise here also, but you can get your Patriots hoodies on sale right now. $33.29. $50 off, 60% off. Go to chatsports.com/PatsHoodie. I know it's the summer, but it's cold inside, and if you want to go to a movie theater where they pump the AC, you can rep your Patriots right now. Get yours today, chatsports.com/PatsHoodie. You can get it in navy or you can get it in gray. Those are both very sleek. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. Second riser on the list, and that's a new guy that's coming to the team, and it's Milton Williams. And you're like, Brett, why is he a riser? He won the Super Bowl last year. What is going on? Well, when we take a look at some of the stats that he had with Philadelphia before the end of the season, he wasn't playing up to his full potential. You can see those stats. 24 tackles, 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. But it was what he did in the postseason that really just absolutely excelled him. I mean, a third-round pick in 2021 and a Super Bowl champion. It looked like he was getting to Patrick Mahomes literally every single play. And that's why he became the highest paid player in Pat's history. That's why you gave him $100 million, because you saw what he can do and you saw the potential. Here's what Marc Ross had to say. He said, yeah, Milton Williams was in a backup role behind Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. He told a career-high 5 sacks and 35 QB pressures in 2024, which was third on the team. I'm going to round this up. His 13% QB pressure rate was the highest among NFL defensive tackles per Next Gen Stats. He saved his best performance for last with 2 sacks in the Super Bowl victory. Let's be honest here. What he did in the playoffs and what he did in the Super Bowl, it kind of solidified him as, oh, wow, this guy is one of the best pass rushers in football. I was talking to a couple Eagles fans that are here at Chat Sports, and they were like, yeah, he wasn't the greatest on the run, but man, that guy could get to the football. And you look at his stats, he's gotten progressively better every single time with rushing the quarterback. Like 2 sacks in 2021. He didn't have only a half a sack in 2023, but then career high last season with 5. And in the playoffs, he only played 4 games, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. And I'll just say it right now. He had 35 pressures in 50% of the snaps. He was only playing 50% because the Eagles, let's be honest here, they had so many different weapons, they could only rotate him a bunch of times. So with the Patriots, you're going into being that number 1 guy next to Christian Barmore. So he's going to play a lot more than 50%. I found this tweet from Next Gen Stats. Generated the second highest pressure rate among defensive tackles. You saw. Williams was disruptive during the Eagles Super Bowl run. He recorded 3 or more pressures in every single postseason game. That includes the Packers, that includes the Rams, the Commanders, and then in the Super Bowl. Total 35 pressures on basically 50% of snaps. Now you're putting it in where he's probably going to play 80% of the snaps. That number could double. You play him twice as much, why doesn't he get twice as many pressures? And oh yeah, you can't double him because you have Christian Barmore, who's just as good, if not better when healthy than Milton Williams. Look at this depth chart. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. We haven't even talked about Keon White, who can also play in that role. And then you have Joshua Farmer coming in as your draft pick. Like, it's going to be insane to see this Patriots front 5 go in, and this defensive line is going to be an absolute threat for this team. And I think Milton Williams is going to be a breakout candidate and show that he's really going to be a star on this team now that he gets to play the amount of snaps that he's played. He didn't get to show his true potential in Philly. That's why he's left and he's gotten paid, and that's the reason why he's going to get paid. So before we get on out of here, I'm going to ask you guys, name a guaranteed riser for the 2025 season. I gave you guys 2. Milton Williams, Christian Gonzalez. We already know Drake May is probably going to be one of them, but name me person down in the comments section. And also, we'll be going live on Wednesday. The first time I will be live as the host of Patriots Today, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it. So hit that big red sub button, subscribe to the channel, also turn on your notifications. I'm your host, Brett Alper, and let's go Pats.